If someone searches you on Instagram, what are they seeing? Today, we're breaking down how to make your Instagram bio do the heavy lifting. So it's reflecting your brand, your personality, and the services you offer. It's a topic I'm very excited about.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm just teasing. I love it. It's I think we overthink and then we fall into that, rabbit hole of go and then we lose the train of thought. So I think this is really important to, well,
Yeah.
why is it important to have this and how to go about it? And I love that it can do the work for you, shockingly, if you think about it.
Absolutely. Social media can be overwhelming. And I'm always telling people, oh, you need to show up online. You need to show up online, especially as a service provider, because they need to see your face. But your bio is the first thing that somebody sees when they go to your page. So that's the first impression. It's your handshake, whatever. It's imagine somebody walking into your studio or spa. That is the online version of it. It's the Instagram version of it. And I'm focusing on Instagram because it's popular. Because among Gen Z, 46% of users use social media as a search engine. And I think social media has surpassed Google as a search engine. And a lot of times,
Wow. Say that again. I don't think
46 46% of social media user or Gen Z users use Instagram as their primary search engine.
it's outdoing Google. So
Yes, it is.
people need to
I
hear
think
that.
Google fell to third place with Instagram being in first and TikTok in second. Yeah, I'm sticking to Instagram though for
Yeah.
that reason. And because Instagram has such a great search functionality, so you can really use it to your advantage. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to give you like step by step on what you can do, and it's achievable. It's very doable. It's not like having to redo your whole grid or make anything look pretty or fancy or anything like that. We are just going to focus on that little space. It may be tiny, but it matters a lot.
I like that you say that because we think of bio as like this whole description, right? Or maybe
Yeah.
that's just me and my age.
No, and I think sometimes people just don't actually, and I know I was guilty of this at the beginning too, is that I just created my profile, didn't think too much about my bio, and then got into it, right? So it's just kind of going back and focusing on the bio. And the other thing I want to talk about was we always I always get a lot of people who talk to me about using Instagram or other social platforms to find clients, but a lot of ways that social platforms are being used are to as search engines like we said, but when people meet you they would probably go search you up. I've done it before, like when I've gone to networking events I would go then look at to follow people as well, but I check out their Instagram bio, or
That's so
i
true.
I will also Google, but I'm old, so I'm not Gen Z. I will Google or whatever, and when you do Google, like your Instagram bio does come up on your Google as well.
Hmm.
So I think that if you think of it that way, what would I want people to see? And what would I want people to know about me if they were searching for me that way? And
And
it
they
can
just had
be,
a little tiny box to see it in.
yeah, yeah, it's a reference. It's like a continuation of whatever it is you started in person, but also should be quite well rounded to give them a good idea. And it can be done even in that tiny little space.
Hmm.
So, shall we get into it?
Yes.
Three
Let's get
sections.
detailed.
Yeah.
Three things. Perfect. Simplify this.
So the first one is your profile picture. You don't need to hire a professional photographer. Just make sure you have a good quality profile picture. Our phones do an amazing job at that. You want to make sure that you are taking a picture of yourself. It's not like a logo or a room or something like that. When you're taking the picture, just stand in front of a window. It gives you nice natural light, or go outside and try to do like shoulder up. You don't want it to be too close because it is that roundness, right? So you do want
Hmm.
to have kind of a little bit of a distance. And you can use it to also show your personality a little bit. Like, are you wearing certain, like, I don't know, like, do you wear a smock, like when you do your facials, or what if you can dress
Mhm.
up however it is that you want
Yeah, or
it to
you're a
reflect.
cat lover and you're holding your cat.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. So I think playing around with that, but just it also can just be you
Hmm.
with whatever. And then it could be as simple as that. And the next part is your handle and your name. So your handle, this should be whatever your brand name. If you're operating as yourself, use your name. If you're operating as your business, you can use your business, right?
Hmm.
And then your name field. I know I see a lot of people repeating like their handle into the name field, but you don't need to do that. You can actually then use your name field as a way to optimize search because that is a searchable field, right? So you put your name and then what you do. So for example, mine is my name and then brand and content strategy. That's so when somebody goes on my page, my business name is my handle, and then my name is my name and my title or what I do, right? So you can
Hmm.
do your name, facials and skincare, if that's what you do, or waxing and nails.
Right.
You can
Gotcha.
decide on what you want that to be, but think of like what would somebody be searching? Maybe you do it like specific, like Edmonton facials if you're in Edmonton.
So
You
is
know
that
what
a
I'm saying?
place where you could put your location?
You could. You
Say
can
like,
also put like a value statement there, like you can put natural holistic facials because that is something somebody might search as well.
silly question, is it so many characters that you can put in that little box?
In your name box, I'm pretty there is, I don't know the character limit on the name box specifically, but there is on the bio. So the bio,
Wow.
which is the text underneath your name, is 150 characters.
Okay.
I have an enormous name and I was able to put my entire name and the brand and content strategy. But yeah, like, I'm not 100% sure. Just Google it or it'll tell you when you try to
When
enter
you
it.
start entering it in there, yeah. So that includes spaces and periods and
Yeah,
all those. If you like to do emojis and all those things, it all counts. So just
yeah,
be aware of that.
absolutely. So I think just for the name field, just keep in mind it don't just put your name, don't just put your business name. Help people find you by putting what you do
Hmm.
because it's searchable.
Seems easy.
Hmm.
And
And
another thing I think
yeah.
of, what came to me just now was that, so when you have, and if we've heard this from professionals out there, that especially when they do more than one service, like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening. I don't have as many lash clients as I had before. Well, this is where you could change it. So if they're searching, right, because
Mhm.
it's a search engine you're saying, so that could be a strategy in their own marketing that they do that for 3 months, just try to hone in on lashes
Yeah.
and then change it up. Is that a good idea, or what do you think?
I think that it's something you have to try. Like with everything,
Yeah.
you have to try it and see what's going to work for you. If you are trying to put a specific service front and center for a short time, yes, you could do that. There's a limit on the amount of times. I think it's you can only change your name twice in within 14 days. So you'd have to wait 2 weeks at least to do the change. But you can, I would just kind of
Oh, yeah.
encourage to pick a brand, like pick something that is going to identify you.
I was
So
thinking like quarterly in my head, business wise, like what I would do for a time frame to focus on something,
yeah, yeah,
but
you
not
can.
weekly
I
changes. Yeah, that's too
no,
much.
I
That's too
think
often.
even quarterly, I would just encourage what is it, who are you and what is it that you
And just
want?
stick
You
to it.
want to be known for lashes and facials? Put lashes and facials. Like you really hone in on who what your brand is or what you want to be represented as.
That makes sense.
But you can experiment because that's the best part about
Yeah,
social.
actually, and that's so true, isn't it? Because you don't know what's going to bring in a few clients and go back to your main brand again. I don't know. That's so true.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so underneath that is your bio text. And this one is 150 characters. So not 150 letters, it's 150 characters. So that includes the spaces, the periods, the emojis, all of that. So this is where you have to get like quite concise with your words, but I have a little formula that will help you. In this bio text, you want to say who you help and how you help them. So by how you help them, you need to identify the problem you solve and how you solve it. So it's like, I help, insert whoever you help with, insert problem, which seems very abstract. So I'm going to give you some examples.
Oh, good,
All
because I was about to say, can we have some examples,
right.
please?
Yeah. All right. So the first one, I help acne prone clients build confidence with clinical facials, peels, and home care coaching. That can be one. Maybe you want your nail tech. I help busy moms feel polished and put together with long lasting gel manicures.
Hmm.
Or maybe something like if you use like a holistic or energy modalities, this is where I would put that. You can say, I help women feel calm and confident through, and then whatever it is, intentional
Mm-hmm.
facials or whatever it is that you provide. What else do I have? I have busy professionals ditch the mascara and customized lash sets that last. So this,
Nice.
you're telling what you do. Now,
Mhm.
estheticians, it's a little
It's
hard
hard.
because you do a range of services. So with that one, I think you have to kind of focus on like the I help women feel calm and confident. You can through personalized treatments instead of facials. Like you can, or with facials, waxing and pedicures. What you
Mhm.
can list them. So it doesn't have to be specific to just one treatment, but
Mhm.
you can kind of just show who you help and how you help them. And that can be like either through an actual treatment or through a feeling and a vibe that you provide. Does that make sense?
It does. I think so. And I like that you give some good examples of that. And then yes, estheticians, I mean, you do so many different services and how do you reflect on that? And you might want to, use Chat GPT to help you out a little bit. That might be a good way too, right? If you're feeling stuck with some words.
I think that's a really good idea. And actually, what you can do when you go to Chat GPT, to our good old friend Chat GPT, is you can say to Chat GPT, I'll give you a little bit of a prompt. You can say, I'm an esthetician. I want to write a value statement or a bio, 150 character bio for Instagram that describes my clients, my ideal client, and what I do and how I do it. And you can put I am, I offer and all the services that you offer, and then you put it in there. And
Scary thing
ChatGPT,
is you could even put your business name and it will find you.
yeah. But I mean, you want to give it a prompt. So you want to give
Yeah.
it a prompt
Yeah.
on what you want it to say or
Hmm.
what you want it to like hone in on. So just simple, I
Yeah, that's an
help
easy way.
give me ideas for, one liner on who I help and how I help them. And then this is
Hmm.
all the services I do, basically. Okay. That's
Excellent.
150 characters. And then after your, let me check my Instagram here. I'm pretty sure after your, info, that one line, you can add a location. So you
Yes,
you have to
please.
keep that in mind with the character count. So you add your location. If you're a business account on Instagram, you can actually show your address as well. So that you can be done through the settings. And then I would also, so add location, I would add a call to action as well. So what do you want people to do? If you have a platform that books services, you can say, link below to book or whatever. If you do booking through your, texting or DMs, DM to book or message to learn more. Put a call to action at the end of your bio. And I do encourage you to use a link. So if you don't have a website specifically or use like a third party, because there's the apps that they can use
Do
to
bookings and stuff.
yeah, so just putting a booking link in there is really helpful. Makes life easier for you. So you're not
Well,
having
they
to
want to know how to reach you. How do I
exactly
message? How to get a hold of you, right? So you want
tell
to
them
tell.
what to do. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense.
And I think play around with it too, right? Like I always end up writing way more than 150 characters, and then I have to take out all the extra words. But use ChatGPT, write your own, and then pop it into ChatGPT and ask it to help you, dwindle it down to 150. There's some things I did not put in there, which one thing is hashtags. So I have seen people that do use hashtags in their bio, but you don't need to use hashtags in your bio. It doesn't help with searchability and it just looks cluttered. And most of the times when you're using hashtags, they're more general. They're not very specific to you. So then you're just sending people to just more generic content.
Well, that's what the hashtags are, right? Unless it's your own specific to you kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, still use hashtags in your post.
Content.
Save them for
Yeah,
your content, like your posts and your
right.
stories, but don't put them in your
You're
bio.
wasting your characters by adding that.
Precious real estate is
Precious.
the bio. Yeah. Another one I have is like tagging other accounts in your bio. I
Oh,
unless it is your account, do not tag another account in your bio. Even if it's a product line you use or whatever, you can mention it by name, but don't tag the account because you don't want to send people away from your own page. You want them to stay there. If they want to know about that brand, let them scroll and look at your content, but do not send them away. So that's
what a good point.
I feel
Yeah.
strongly about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's recap. That'll make it easy.
Okay, so you're gonna update your picture. I mean, your picture might be okay now, but check your picture. Use your name field strategically. So your name and what you do. And think about what people would search in what you do. And then your bio clearly states who you help and how you help them. And that can be also like your values or your personality can go in that one. And save your hashtags for your posts and your stories. You don't need them in your bio. Don't forget a call to action and links if you have them as well. And this
And your
literally,
location.
and your location, yes. And this can literally take you 10 minutes. So I'm going to challenge anyone listening to take 10 minutes and go update your Instagram bio. Take a screenshot of your update and send it to at Beauty Cult Canada, and we will share it on our stories and give you a shout out.
Awesome. That's so exciting. I can't wait to see what comes out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And if this is a topic of interest, I can, break it down further going into like your pinned posts or anything like that. So I want to hear from our listeners and see if you want more or have an idea or a question, let us know as well.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Doreen. That was amazing. I think it was really simple and to the point, and there's no excuses, folks.
That's right. All right. Well, thanks for listening.